Okay. In business, there are different strategy, or there are different things that influence what happens in our businesses. But most of the time, a lot of persons look at only the competitors. Okay. There are both external and internal forces that affect businesses in every industry. This is not restricted to only real estate right now. This is for every industry. There are different factors that influence what happens in those industries. And these are some of the things we'll be looking at today. And one of that is, in one of those ways to analyze what happened to business, external factors that affect businesses, is what we know as the PESTLE analysis. Okay, when people call us to say, come and analyze my business is struggling. Like one of the companies we consulted for one of the companies we consulted for in Asaba here once told me, when I asked him, why do you say my competitors? He mentioned some companies as his competitors, but after analyzing it clearly, you got to find out that those people he was seeing as his competitors were not really the ones that are his problem. Okay, now I'll give you a famous examples. Many years back, Coca-Cola and Pepsi have been known as rivals for many years now. And there was a time Coca-Cola was competing more dangerously with Pepsi. They were really on Pepsi. Coca-Cola felt like Pepsi was taking their market share. That is what Coca-Cola felt. So every strategy, every approach, every manager was on their toe on how to beat Coca-Cola or how to beat Pepsi in the industry. Now, after a while, the board changed the head of marketing department, who happened, I can't really recall his name now, but this is a popular story, you can search for yourself, who was employed, an Italian was employed, who came into the business and decided to call all the sales executive and ask them, who is our biggest competitor in this industry? Everybody mentioned Pepsi, that those are the biggest competitors. If we must become bigger in this industry, all we needed to do is to beat Pepsi. Now the man decided to say, okay, since we say Pepsi is our biggest competitor, but let's keep Pepsi aside first, and what is the size of our industry? That is the first thing I want most of you to know, especially for those of you who are CEOs here, you have your own real estate company. The first question I want to ask you is, what is the size of your industry? Globally and nationally and locally. What I mean by globally, in the entire world, what is the size of the real estate industry in monetary value? How much does the real estate industry worth globally? That's number one. Number two question I want you to also ask yourself to take home with your team members and begin to analyze today is, number two question is, how much does it worth in Nigeria? Like I just gave you a statistic that Lagos alone is taking more than 40% of the real estate market in Nigeria. So if they're taking away 40%, imagine the entire state, remaining 30-something states, is sharing the remaining 60%. So the next question you need to ask yourself is, what is the size of real estate in your state? What is the size of real estate in Nigeria in monetary term? Okay, because sometimes when you are only looking at your brother, your sister, and all of your so-called competitor, you might not really get a hold of the market size, because the industry you are in will go along with the size of the industry you are in, will go a long way to determine what you can achieve. Okay, some of you, when I ask some realtors, what is your sales like? They say 2 billion naira. Now the question is, what is the entire sales in your state? That only you that is not even among top 100 realtors, you are saying your sales target is 2 billion or 10 billion. Now the question is, what is the entire real estate market in your state? And the question even, is the real estate market in your state diminishing, growing, or what stage is it? Okay, so every industry is in stages. The reason why I have so much interest in the real estate market in the South and the South is because the real estate market in this region is still at the developing stage. It has not even gotten to the growth stage. It has not even gotten to the expansion stage. So there are a lot more opportunity in this region compared to some other region. Okay, so these are the things we want to analyze today so that we get to find out how we can all find out the size of our real estate market and know how to analyze our competition and all of that. And what are the factors? All you say, sales is not coming, sales is not coming. What do you think is making sales not to come? Do you think the reason why sales is not coming is really because of your competitors, or maybe your marketing team is not working, or they are not doing the right thing? Okay, these are the things we want to analyze in today's section. All right, so in the PESTLE Analytical strategy, the first element, which is an external element, is politics. A lot of the time, business people always say, I'm a business person, no, I'm not a politician, no, I don't want to. But politics is one of the major factors that can either mar or make any industry. Now, early after the election, in Lagos, using Lagos as a case study, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly made a very funny statement. Funny, strange, and harsh statement. And what was the statement? You can check Channels TV, you can check Arise, scroll maybe towards a week after the election. I can't record the exact date or time that statement, but these TV channels are making, we're always holding section to analyze that statement, and most of them condemned that statement. But the truth is, though people condemned it, but the people as far as that were condemning it were nobody. So the truth is that statement is at work in Lagos today, and that statement is also the reason why real estate seems to be booming in the South and the Southeast. Now, politics, back to what I was saying. So politics, some of you say, I'm not a politician. Yes, you are not a politician, but whoever is in politics will determine the policy. Okay? Whoever in politics determines the policy, and the policy will either negatively affect you or positively affect you. Now, because according to the, let me just make an overview of what the statement the speaker made. He said, we are no longer going to sit back and watch non-indigenous or non-Lagosian control our lands. So within this new administration, or whatever I call it, we are going to make land ownership more difficult for non-Lagosian. Number two, we are going to retrieve as many land from non-Lagosians. And so the statement, I think about, if you break down the statement he made, is like about 4 to 5 of those statements he made, profound statements he made. Though in the Nigerian constitution, it is the right of every citizen to own property in any part of the country. But that statement, since after that statement, a lot has changed in the real estate market in Lagos. And what is that? Though we are not now, after that statement, the first thing that followed was demolition of properties. Now, the question also, I'm going to balance the equation. Yes, the government was demolishing properties. Now, the thing is, most of the people whom their property were demolished were not innocent. Most of the people whose property were demolished were not innocent. Yes, the government might have an ulterior motive for the demolition, but the question is, the people whose property were demolished, can they categorically say that my property does not violate any of the laws, but yet it was demolished? I doubt that. Okay? So that is the thing about these politics now. Now, the government, they are already laid down laws talking about setbacks from the road, setbacks from drainage system, rights of way, and so on and so forth. And the number there is, like I know of one of my clients who was building the number of property that was approved for him to build in his plot was 9 units. So it was 8 units, if I'm not mistaken, but he's currently building about 10 units in that space. All of that. So, and I'm aware that the house plan, a lot of developers they always have 2 different plans. They take one that meets the target of, or that meets the criteria of approval. They know they will take that one there, they get the approval, but when it's time to build, they don't use that one to build. I know all of this because it's an industry. I consult for a lot of companies in this industry. So things like that, okay? So now government started demolition. After demolition come difficulty in owning document and revocation of document. I'm using Lagos as a case study now. Now, a lot of developers, I know also a developer who is also a client of mine who say a property he has finished selling, as in the estate is sold out. He sold out the estate at the rates of, let me say, 2.5 million. I can't recall the exact price. I say 2.5 million naira. As at the time he was selling that estate was free. He bought the property from the community. He did his charting and was sure that that property was not under any form of government interest. Now, after selling at the rate of 2.5, now all of a sudden, when you go back to chart this same property, is now showing that it is government acquired or something, and he went to meet the government official to try to rectify it. They say he should pay, is it 5 million per plot for an estate he has sold at 2.something million naira. That is politics at play. Yet most of us feel that because we are business people, we don't need politics. We don't need to understand politics. So the point I'm trying to make in this is that politics is good. Now, you need, as a business person, you need to understand politics. Now, yes, it is affecting the Lagos market, but it is also enhancing other markets in other industry, like Oyo State. Like currently, the Abia State government has made this acquisition of COO very simple. Okay, so it takes approximately a week for you to get your CFO. If you get all necessary criteria ready, the price is now lower and the time frame has been shortened. Okay. Now, people who used to buy property in Lagos are now preferring to buy, especially knowing that the major people who even buy most of this property are from the south side and the southeast. So for that reason, they are now looking back home. So this is one of the things that is bringing out the boom in the real estate market in the south side and the southeast. There is no significant development or activity that is bringing a bad boom in the south side and the southeast. For a place like Asaba, the insecurity in place like the Anambra State, the what do you call Imo State and the likes, these things are the things that are making people, instead of buying, yes, let's say for the Igbos now who are major investors in Nigeria, let's say they want to buy, instead of buying property in Lagos, I want to buy property in my home state. Now in the home state, there's no security there. So I will now look for a place that is closer to my home, that at the same time, I can also feel at home. And Asaba have these criteria, meet all of these criteria. They speak Igbo, they have peace in the state. It is a bit more secure than most of the southeast states. So that is why you see the real estate industry in Asaba is booming. Now, I expect the government to also put some political policies in place to enhance real estate activities in the states to enjoy the benefit of what is going on. So politics is a major factor that influences your industry, but it's not directly in your industry. So when you are busy competing, you need to analyze first. This person I'm competing with, is it really the one affecting my market? So that you know, go to cash winch where winch not there. All right, so let's proceed. So the next point is economy. When we say economy, everybody's shouting the economy of Nigeria is bad. Nigeria economy is bad. Nigeria economy is bad. Truly, it is not deniable. The Nigeria economy is bad. That is the reality. But one thing you must know about the equation of economy is that some of you know about the 5 or 4 P's of marketing, okay? Where we have product, price, place, and promotion. These the 4 P's of marketing. Now, place, which is the same thing as location. Now let's begin to analyze. Place is not a constant. Okay? Place, the word place is not a constant. So if it is not a constant, which means place can change. Just like people who used to buy properties in Lagos are now choosing to buy properties in the south side, which means they are changing the place. But that is not even what I mean in terms of economy. Economy is bad, but the bad nature of Nigeria economy, the difference in dollar and naira, the difference in foreign currency and the Nigerian naira is benefiting those in the diaspora. That is what you need to know. The difference in the economy or the difference in the currency is a benefit to those in the south, in the diaspora. So when I change my little dollar, it is a big money in the Nigerian economy. So that, and also let me also make it very clear to you, for the past 3 years now, the real estate industry has been sponsored by money coming from the diaspora market. So majority of people who are buying majority of the land, of the houses in Nigeria, majority of them are in the diaspora. That is why you see those in Nigeria are busy selling their property to Japa, while those in the diaspora are busy sending back their money to invest in properties. So now, if location is not a constant, what is expected of you as a business person, as a salesperson, is that if those in Nigeria are struggling, those in the diaspora are not struggling as much as those in the Nigeria. So what are my marketing activities would need to focus on those in the diaspora so that I can get them to buy, because the first thing about making a sale to a person is that the person has the buying mix. So we already know that those in the diaspora has the buying need, has the buying power, sorry. They must have the buying, the ability to buy, the capacity to buy what you are selling. So for that reason, your first target is to, how do I sell to the Nigerians in diaspora? But before you even talk about selling to the Nigerians in diaspora, the first thing you need to sort first is, how do I get to the Nigerians in diaspora? How will my marketing? It's not by posting on your WhatsApp status that will get your property to be seen, or your property advert to be seen by Nigeria in the diaspora, or your company to be seen by the Nigerian in the diaspora. Then for you who is a developer here, you must also meet the criteria of those in the diaspora, not by selling bush. You just put signboard in one bush and say that is the estate. You must also know, I know I said earlier, by knowing who your customer is, it will help you to set your product right. Some of you you prefer to sell 1 million naira land. You don't know that all you can do, you can just invest like maybe 1 or 2 million naira into that estate. And that same land you are selling for 1 million naira, you can sell it for 10 million naira. Which is more profitable to you? Invest 2 million naira so that that same land, that same location, you are selling for 2 million naira, for 1 million naira, you can end up selling that same property for as high as 20-something million naira. It's just little investment you need. But no, some of us would prefer to sell land in sell land of 800,000, 500,000. No, that is not. So you must meet because most of those in the diaspora, they have expectation. They are exposed to modern estate. They are exposed to modern infrastructure. Some of the reason why Nigerians in the diaspora tell you they don't like, when they come home, they don't feel comfortable, is because they are now used to modern infrastructure in their living area in those countries. So, but when they come back home, they don't seem to see estates with such amenities and facilities. And that is why the only state that offers something close is Lagos. And that is why most of them, even when they come back home, they build their house in Lagos, they buy their houses in Lagos, they stay in Lagos, they just come only visit you in the village and go back to Lagos. Then from Lagos, they go back to the country where they are based. This is because developers in the South and the Southeast are not doing the right thing. They have chosen to sell cheap land other than developing modern infrastructure estate. That is one you need to know. Then that does not also mean that there are no Nigerians in Nigeria that are buying property. But if you must know the Nigerians that are buying property, they are mainly Nigerians that You need to look at the states that are dominated by market, major market. Lagos has several big market. And those market, most places where there are big markets, when you go there, you know that there are more of Igbo people in those places. And now, how does the Igbo man buy things? The Igbo man like cash and carry business. And that is why if you also check the database of companies in Lagos and those in the South and the Southeast, those in Lagos, there is so much instrumental payment compared to those in the South and the Southeast. Why? Because this is how it works. If you tell an Igbo man, this estate, you see, should I even go into this? Because some of these I'm saying are becoming too premium for you. Okay, let's just proceed because since I've already started. Now, if I want to start up an estate and I want to make a lot of sales in the South Side and the Southeast. So the first thing I need to do, number one, I need to clear my estate. Number two, I need to plot, I need to fence. If I can do these three things, then my property will sell faster than. And how many of you that are developer here can say your estate is cleared, your estate is plotted for immediate allocation, your estate is fenced? Now, for most of the companies that are the high flyer in place like Asaba, look at their estate and compare it to your own. So you don't think it is jazz. So you don't, that's why I say earlier, so you don't start, because here it's like this company, they use something. They're not, they use something, they use their head. So by understanding which industry is the best place to invest, which kind of property should I say, it depends on the type of customer you are looking for. And something you need to know is that there's nothing like sheep land. Let me say this again. There is nothing like sheep land. A sheep land is a land that has not been processed. Let me put it very clear to you. That place you are considering as a sheep land is just a land that has not been processed. What do I mean by land that has not been processed? Land that doesn't have government attention. In an area, a land in an area that doesn't have government attention, you can tend to class it as a sheep land because land in those areas would be very cheap. Number two, a land that you call a sheep land is a land that doesn't have documents. Okay? No C of O, no you can think of all of the, in case some of you who always, when they say, what title does he have? I say registered CFO. Registered survey. Survey is not a title. You must know this because I hear a lot of realtors in the South Side and say our land has a, when you say title, registered survey. Survey is not a title. So a sheep land is a land without good title. A sheep land is a land that does not, there is no upcoming development in that area. Okay, these are the things. A sheep land is a land that does not have, another thing you need to know about a sheep land is a land that does not have infrastructure, proposed infrastructure. You are not planning to do anything meaningful in the estate. That is a sheep land. By the time all of these amenities are added, all of these things I mentioned have been added to that property, that land you are calling sheep land will automatically become far more expensive. Some of you who are developers, instead of buying properties that maybe does not, if I am a developer in the South Side and the Southeast, knowing based on the information I've gathered and knowing that cost of processing a C of O is cheaper, I'd rather buy a land without C of O and process it to have C of O than buying the one that has C of O and finding it difficult to sell. I'm talking about to you, the developer now, because I was helping my client to buy property in Asaba to start up his estate. A lady, they took me to an area. The first thing, maybe she didn't know I was knowledgeable about the market. So the first place, she took me to a place, say, the place is 10 million naira. At least Asaba, your own is good because your 10 million, your plot, when you're buying from the communities and all that is 100 by 100, which is equivalent to 2 plots when you're selling as a company. So that is about 5 million naira since she says 10 million naira. It's a bit good for me because I know I could sell either. But the question I asked is, in course of the process while we're walking around, I noticed another estate they're selling for 3.5 million naira. The same place she is selling for, is it 2.5? If I'm not mistaken, it's even 2.5. It's same place that she is selling, trying to sell to me for 10 million naira. A company is selling per plot of 50 by 100 for 2 million or 2.5 million. And when I asked her, what is the difference? She said, because this one has CFO. And I asked her, how much does it cost to process CFO? It's better I buy the same one this company's bought, then go and process CFO. And I know at the end, I will not get up to that amount. So I don't know if you guys are getting me. So this is, so when your economy is hard, look out for change the location, your focus location. Because location economy cannot be hard in all locations at the same time. One economy, hard economy in one area is always favoring other economy in other area. And that is also why the world economy, the what do you call them, the developed nation seems always to rather help the developing nation by dashing them money, by giving them loan, instead of giving them strategy on how to improve their economy. So you can always depend on them because they know that the bad economy in the African continent is helping their own economy. So you also, as a salesperson, as a business person, you have to be wise. And so, okay, so now that the economy in Nigeria is bad, most people are struggling to even eat and not to buy property. So who are the people I can target, and what type of property do I need to sell to them? How do I need to sell to them? That should be your focus, and not to be crying that the economy is hard. All right, so that is what we mean by economy. All right, at this point, I'll stop here and give room for questions. Thank you. And if you are following the class, please answer that I am following, either at the comment section or unmute yourself and say I am following. And if you are also not following, also let me know that you are not following. But in case you came in late, I'm not going to answer. Thank you. God bless you. All right. I think Isioma say I am following. Tiana say I am following. All right, let's keep it going. And if you have a question you want to ask, I'm giving room to 3 persons to ask question before we move to the next thing. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Any question? Okay, I want to believe there is no question. In the absence of question, I'll proceed again.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Who is speaking?
Tiana. Please, I have a question.
Should I answer you? Because I'm already moving. All right, go on. Let me just allow you.
Okay, sorry, it's about the political aspect of it. The number one.
Okay.
Maybe going to the government to shut a property. At the initial stage, didn't have issue. Then going back again, it has issue. What could be the problem?
The problem is that politics is at play. Like I explained earlier, that the government vowed from the beginning of this administration to retrieve as many property from non-indigenous as possible. I don't want to go much into that. There's actually a lot of theory behind that, but I don't want to go into that to scare anybody, especially those in the those in Lagos, especially, because there's actually a theory behind that. Okay. These days, I can tell you for free that it's now more difficult for a non-Lagosian or a non-Yoruba person to own property to process land document in Lagos than it takes for a Yoruba person to process land document in Lagos. There's a proven theory on that already, but let's not go into that.
All right, so thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? All right, now let's proceed. So the next point, which is social, that is actually social cultural. Okay, that's what I mean by social. Okay, now when we say social cultural, first I will need to use Asaba again as a case study. Social cultural. Some of you deal in property or you deal in real estate, but you don't really understand.
I'm sorry, boss.
Sorry?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have my own question, sir.
Please put your question in the comment section. I already moved on. Put the question in the comment section. I've moved on already. And whenever I
Very
ask for question, you guys should always ask your questions on time. Go ahead with the question. Let me just answer you. Go ahead with your question.
It's a very tactical one anyways. Thank you.
I said, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Okay, all right. What you actually said, as regards to Asaba market, you're 100% right in terms of the kind of investors that is currently trooping in Asaba market. Mostly is the eastern side in Onitsha. So many investors are trooping in Asaba. So my question is, do you advise for a real estate company, any emerging markets one locates in terms of location, is it always advisable to have a physical office there? Be it in Aba, in Abia State,
Okay, this is what, there is no direct yes or no to that answer, but I'm going to use some case study to explain that. Real estate is an investment. And one thing that talks about, one first factor that people look at when it comes to investment is security of my investment. Before we even talk about interest or appreciation of my investment, return on my investment, the first thing every wise investor should think of first is security. That's the first thing. Now, number two, having known that security is the first thing, so what are the characteristics that will build security for me? Okay, characteristics is trust is a major factor in that. I need to trust that this person can secure, I can put my money with this person, I will get my money back without stories. Okay, so, and one of the factors that would build trust is by knowing the person. Okay, so I need to know you. And for me to know you, I need to have, there's a theory I taught in the last class that for people to be familiar with you, they must have spent an average of 7 hours time with you. And 7-hour time is not like we will stay together for 7 hours automatically. I've been seeing you online. I've been watching your videos. I've been relating with you. The total hour I must have spent with you before we can say I am acquaintance, there's an acquaintance, is 7 hours. So that is one. Then another thing is that really being that real estate is an investment stuff, people also want to know, because you don't have an office in the part of trust now, because you don't have an office, it is easy for you to abscond. Okay? Because you are not easily accessible, it is easy for you to run away with my money. That is the natural notion of people. It will be easy for you to abscond with my money since I don't know you. I don't know where to locate you within. So you say, now Lagos in your office, how can I easily find, before I go travel, go Lagos, can they go, they look for them. Okay? So if you have, now to your direct question, if you have the resources, right? If you have the resources, have an office in most of those locations. But one thing I also advise people is that growth, so there's growth, there's expansion. There are two things in business, growth and expansion. They are not the same thing, but there are two major things in business. Most businesses die in Nigeria when they either get to either the growth stage, because business is there's the developing stage, just like we have different stages of industry, we also have different stages of business. Some businesses, when they get to the growth stage, they die. Some, when they get to the expansion stage, they die. And that is because they don't know what it takes to manage that process. Example, let me use a non-real estate company in the industry. At some point, what's their name? GIG revolutionized the transport industry in Nigeria, the road transport industry. They were having customer and they couldn't manage that growth. And that is now GIG seems to be the leading, GIG, which one? GUO, sorry, is now the one leading the transport industry. If you go to where there is GUO and you go to where there is GIG, where they are close together, most of the time you see that GUO must have been filled up when there is no more space in their vehicle. that is when people will start considering GIG. Why? Because they mismanage the growth and expansion stage. There are factors to look at to determine, should I expand into another state? Your question should have been, what should be the attribute to determine whether I should expand into a new market? It is because there is an opportunity in a new market or there is an emerging market does not mean that you must go there. Else, you would end up crumbling and even crumbling where you have been established. So there are factors you need to check out first, because I have a lot of companies I consult for in Lagos, but not all of them will I advise to enter Asaba market. Why? Because of the current structure of this business, of their current location. Sometimes one reason why people migrate into another market, which I do also, like example, there's a minimum threshold you need, or financial threshold you need to start real estate market business in Lagos currently. If you must be able to compete favorably in Lagos, there's a minimum amount you need to have, else you will struggle and may not even survive. So for that reason, when somebody is starting, I could tell, okay, instead of starting from Lagos, that the competition is very hard, why not start from a place like Asaba? Why not start from a place like Oka or Enugu, to be precise? Why not start from a place like Enugu? I would rather, or even Ibadan, I would rather tell them about these two markets first, this other market, before telling him, okay, now that you have built some capacity in the east and in the south side, now you can start introducing your first estate in Lagos. So the stage of your business will determine first whether you should enter any new market or not. All opportunity is not favorable for all. There's no one opportunity that is favorable to all. That's the point. So your stage of business determines whether you should expand into that market. But to answer your question, like I said earlier, if you have the capacity and the resources, there are two things. Excuse me. There's capacity, there is resources. A lot of companies have capacity, but they don't have resources. A lot of companies have resources, but don't have the capacity. So some people have the capacity for expansion, some doesn't have. Some have the resources for expansion, but they don't have the capacity. So you must balance these two equations. It is these two equations that determines whether you should enter a new market or not. Example, one of the companies that were considering entering Asaba with me, it was like, okay, Chris, what is the minimum viable product in Asaba? I say, okay, you must clear. If you want to sell fast, when you buy the estate, you must clear. You must put gatehouse. You must fence, sorry. You must clear, you must fence, you must plot. I said, after we use the home, how much a plot of land costs? I told him, okay, by the time I will not have enough money to do all of this. So then this market, if you enter, you will be like the struggling people like every other person. So these are the things you need to solve. But if you have the capacity to do it, it's good. If you see a new market, because sometimes a shark, a small fish in a big river like Lagos will become, a small fish will become a big fish in Asaba market or in the Oka market also. I don't know if you get my point, and I don't know if I've answered your question. Is it even there?
Question perfectly answered. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, so going back to social cultural, like I was trying to explain before, I want to talk about social cultural. We're not just talking about social activity. We are talking about how the way of life of people in that place where you own that property or where you are trying to do that your business. What's the way of life of people? Now, let me give you, that's why I say some of the knowledge I'm passing out today, they're actually premium knowledge, but because I have started, I'll just do it for, let me stop this person's video. Is this thing? Okay, so because of this thing, so social cultural, what is the way of life of people in the location where your business exists? Like I just gave you an example of the way of life of people in Nigeria, the richest people, the tribe, okay, the place with people where you have the individual with the highest money, right? Individuals with the highest money is between the Yorubas and the Hausa. Individual, single individual has so much money, okay? But if you're looking at population of people that has more money, is the Igbos. So if you see let's say the entire Yoruba clan has, just using an example, say they have 200 trillion, right? That 200 trillion, you might find it in the hands of, they will just share it in the hands of few. Very few persons control that 200 trillion or 100 trillion. But if you look at that same 200 trillion, if it's in the hands of the Igbos, it's spread across hundreds of people. That is one thing you need to take note of. Number 2 point you need to take note of is that, which means there are more millionaires in the Igbo land than there are in the Yoruba land or in the other part of the country. There are more millionaires in Igbo land than in the other part of Nigeria. That's the first thing you need to know. That's talking about knowing the people where you do business. Now, the next point is knowing. The next point you need to know is that how does these people in this location buy things? Okay, the Igbo man prefer cash and carry business. The Igbo man is cash rich. Now, if an Igbo man tells you, I have 1 billion naira, out of that 1 billion, I bet you can see up to 800 million in cash with him. But if you see a Yoruba man tell you, I have 1 billion naira, that 1 billion naira, the highest cash you might see with him is 200 million. The other 800 million is in investment. Why? Because the Igbo man run a cash economy. The Yoruba man doesn't run a cash economy. These are statistics. As a business person, as a salesperson, you need to understand some of these things. That is one thing you need to know. So if I now want to sell to that is the reason why the Igbo man, if you show him the land is already plotted, it has been cleared, you have shown him some basic infrastructure that you plan to do in the area, and he helps you. If I pay right now, I'm going to get this plot, and you say yes, automatically he pays you cash and cash. But the Yoruba man will still want to pay on installment, even though he has all the money pouring down. That's the difference. So understanding the socio-cultural way of the cultural way of life of people. That is one. Then number 2 points another thing you need to take note of is how people acquire land in these locations. Now, if I shut a land, if I want to buy land in bulk, I'm talking about bulk purchase now, like I want to start up my own real estate company. If I want to buy land in Lagos, for example, the level of work I would do will not be up to the level of work I would do in a place like Asaba. Let me tell you the reason why. In a place like Asaba, the social-cultural, number one, you must note that if I'm buying land in Asaba, though this is my family land, like a place like Okpanam, the traditional law there is that you must have an average of, 4 Diokpas must sign that your document before it has become legit. So if just one person or 2 persons sign that document, that transaction is still null and void. Some of you are even in real estate, you don't know that, but this is the traditional settings in this place. Okay, and it's even cost across to places like Ibuzo. So this is a traditional setting. So you need to, so if I finish doing my charting, first of all, I will still have to go on to do investigation, traditional investigation, not just traditional investigation. If I want to be thorough, I will still need to do legislative investigation. What I mean by legislative investigation is knowing whether that property does not have any form of litigation. These are the 3 expected forms of investigation you must do as a real estate developer before you sell property in a place like Delta State. But you don't need to do all of this in Lagos. So these are the things you need to, so you need to understand how do people in this area operate. And some of my friends or my developer clients who thought they were coming to Lagos or they came to Asaba to practice the same thing they've been practicing in Lagos, 90% of them got their fingers burnt. Like one was telling me, one told me he has 50 million naira hanging in Ibuzo in 2 different locations. One is telling me he has 20-something million naira hanging in different places in Ubulokiti, Abi, where did he say he acquired those properties? So these are the things. We are hearing places like behind the airports, a lot of things are happening there. You go to behind the college of a technical college, people are selling properties there. But when you go to the government office, it's clearly showing that it is government acquired, government proposed, that the area they are selling to you is government land. So these are things you need to understand. What is the socio-cultural life of people and how does it impact their way of doing business? And these things has nothing to do with your industry alone. So while you are busy pursuing company A that is your competitor, or pursuing Realtor A that is your competitor, the thing that is actually affecting your business is not company A, neither is it company B, rather it is the way of life of people in that location that you fail to understand or you see but you choose to ignore. So what is the socio-cultural life of the people around the area where you are doing business that can affect or influence? Now, if you also buy property in Lagos, remember that at every party, at every function, they will always call you to come and contribute money. Anytime they do salary, though you don't pay land fees, you don't settle family fee, but they will still be calling you to come and contribute money. Salary is coming, are you not going to buy RAM for, you're supposed to be buying RAM. My pikin, they wed, my pikin, they do this. You begin to buy things you're not supposed to buy. These are things that developers are facing. Then if you are a developer going into those areas, and maybe you are moving from the east or from the south side to Lagos, you should understand that this is what is at stake here. But no, most of us just feel, this is where it's happening now. Oh yeah, we put our head. How many investors? Okay, okay, let me give you a perfect example. I wanted to do help a client of mine purchase a property in the Okpanam area that is around the, what do you call it? Around the Wishtech area. Okay. I was trying to acquire property, help my client acquire property. The first investigation, which is the charting with the government, we did the first charting, and it shows clearly that the person trying to own the land, or the land is registered in the name of this person. Now, if we had gone to purchase this land, I would have put myself into trouble or put my client or lost my client's money. Now, we decided to get our lawyer to do his own legal investigation. Only in course of doing the legal investigation, it was found out that this person actually is not the original owner of the land. And because it's not the owner, the land was given to him to sponsor. Because you guys have a lot of sponsors, people who sponsor land and call themselves developer. Because a sponsorer is not a developer. We have people who sponsor land in Lagos, but we don't call them developers. But those are the people some of you call developers here. Help us open up the place, get us title. Some of you don't even do get us title. Get us title is the one thing a lot of traditional owners are fighting for in Lagos. Okay, help us sponsor the land by clearing, doing the layout and helping us get a reputable title, and we'll pay you in land. That is what they do in almost every place. In Lagos, it's also there. Now, this man, after doing that, on going to help the community register the land, he registered the land in his name. And that is the reason why we found out that when we did the search, his name was what is there. So if we had not done the next search, which is the legal, and in course of doing the legal search, we found out that the land has been in dispute for several years because the man has connection. He has been able to win some of the war. But the community, since they can't fight him, they say, okay, go ahead, be selling, and let's see whether anybody that you sell to can possess the land. So when we went, we had to go to the second party and found out that, okay, somebody want to sell this place for, this is what we found out. And the guy told us this is what is at stake. They're not stopping you from buying from him, but if you buy from him, you will never possess this property. So if we didn't know that, or we didn't put up the different structures in place, and for some of you who I know, some of you are Lagos realtors and developers are in this meeting also, let me also warn you, some of you do something very annoying. You are going into a new market, you are carrying a surveyor from Lagos into Asaba. And that is the person, how dare you? Yes, you can come in with your surveyor, but you are not meant to use your surveyor to do the work. Your surveyor is just to be checkmating what the next person is doing. But most of you carry surveyor from Lagos that does not know the left and right of the market. Or for some of you are in Asaba, going to Lagos or going to places like Enugu, you are taking a surveyor that doesn't know his left and right into a market, a new market. Also, even the lawyer you are using is also a lawyer. You are supposed to get somebody who understands the market. This is part of the question I answer with this guy when I say that if you have the capacity and the resources, you can go into the market. Now, this person is going into a market. Surveyor is from Lagos. Lawyer is from Lagos. Not everything is written in books. Some things you can only find out in the street. And the only way to find them out in the street is by relating with the people in the streets. So these are some of the things that you need to understand as a developer or as a realtor going into a business, and you can explain this thing to your client. Don't go and buy that cheap land. I know that land is cheap, but these are the disadvantages if you buy that land. It is better you lose one sales than to make one sale and put you into serious trouble. Okay? So these are the things you need to understand about social. So we're talking about the way of life of people, all right? So the next one is technology. Now, in Lagos, we are having smart homes. I've not heard of smart home in places like Asaba and some other South and Southeast states. Why? Because the market in Lagos has grown further than that of the South and the Southeast, okay? Now, apart from that, in your developing stage, one of the good things about technology is that technology will simplify your process, especially if you want to deal with the diaspora people. Everything in your company is manual. In case you don't know, people now buy companies, at least I run a company that build software, and there's some companies who build software that link to their website. From their website, you can, if they are running ad, you can click on the ad, it takes you to their website. From their website, you can pick the plot you want in that estate you want to buy. You can make payment and automatically that plot is reserved for you, okay? And not just that, your document would automatically be delivered for you into that portal, provided you have paid your money. You can download your document from the portal, already signed by the management. So you as a customer also need to download, sign your own, and upload it back into the portal. So it simplifies the process. It makes the process easy for people. So your work as technology is to make work faster and easy. That is the true work of technology, fast and easy. It makes you more efficient. So as a business person, which of your processes can be digitized? Which of your process can be automated? And for you, a customer, every day, you want to send the same message. If I fill your form, the message, I have to wait until you are online. Some of you have one annoying long message you send on WhatsApp. Thank you for contacting us. I have made 1 million people homeowners. Who cares about that? And the message is always very long. Okay? That message don't need to be there. Some of you will even send to you, I don't know how you do it, the message come twice. And the message, as far as I'm concerned, is jargon. Okay? So you can automate if I fill your form, what kind of message do I get? You need to be online before I get a message from you. If I visit your website, can I fill your form online? Even as a realtor, do you even have your own website? Some of you don't even know how to use social media, not to talk of having a website. So the website is even too advanced. Your social media handle, the only thing you do is how to post your family and friends. Or some of you know how to do is to post your flyers. Is that what is supposed to drive me to buy? Is there anything on your social media handle that you have posted that will make me to trust you? Because the first form of investment the first criteria of investment is security. And one of the things that will make me to be sure that you have the security is that I have to get to the point of trusting you. What on your website, what on your social media handle that can get people to trust you? Because no matter the ad you run, no matter what you do, if there is no trust, the transaction will not take place. And that is why we have something we call the get known, get like, get trusted. Some of you, I don't know you. You are sending me telling me to buy something from you. I don't trust you. You are telling me to buy something from you. It doesn't work that way. Some of you, the last time you bought the most expensive thing you have in your house might even be something less than ₦1 million. You saw how long it took you to do markets of your asking one person, two person, three person, four person before you managed to buy that thing. But you want another person to give you ₦5 million without doing proper investigation. It doesn't work that way. So technology will aid your business, will simplify your business process, will make the process, reduce the steps in your processes, will remove some human inputs. As a company, if I'm a realtor, I make sale to you, and my customer is in the diaspora, is willing to pay online. If the customer pay, why do you have to wait till Friday before you pay me commission? Or why do I have to call you on phone before you pay me commission? When you can automate the process, all I just need to do is encourage my customer to go to your portal, make payment, and as you make payment, the system automatically divide the money, give me my 10% or 20%, whichever amount you have promised me, and I collect my commission. My commission is showing on my account. Your own part of the money is showing on our account. Why do you need human input? That's what technology can do for you. In case you don't know, the people on Nigerian Property Center, GG, Property Pro, and all of these are people that are using technology to drive your market. As a realtor, you are supposed to own your own platform. In today's world, if you want to get people beyond your common friends, outside your common influence, outside your common reach, you need to embrace technology. Technology will make work better, easy, and faster, and more convenient for you and your customer. Technology is there to make life comfortable for you. Do you use technology, or are you a consumer, or are you a creator in the technology space? Which one are you? So technology is influencing why some realtors are busy making sales. The truth is, what they don't tell you, they'll just tell you, I posted and I made sale. What you don't know is that the people that will see that post will already either following them. That is why they posted and they made sale. The only people that are following you are your friends, your family, and your village people. So when you post, those are the only people who see the products you are selling. And you want to sell to people that doesn't know you. How many followers do you even have? Some of you that even manage to have followers, half of those followers are bought because you pay somebody to generate followers for you. In case you don't know, there are almost 3 or 4 types of followers. There are the real followers, there are the bought followers, let me not go into that. So the point is that technology, how are you using technology? How one of my guys in Abuja who started a podcast of recent, and he's doing so well with that already. Let me also tell developers here, if you embrace technology, that money you are using to pay realtor, you might not even need too much realtor in your business. Let me make it very clear. You don't need too much realtor in your business. With good technology implementation, you will be making sale even more than 20, 50, 100 realtors joined together. Some of the biggest realtors in this country are people that are embracing technology. Why you as a company, why can't you do the same? And for you who is a realtor that want to be big, some of you prefer to learn things halfway. They are doing seminar here. Let me tell you the truth, okay? Let me just give you one. Most of the time, the seminars that are organized by the real estate companies don't teach you enough, don't teach you complete. Let me just make it clear to you, because I've been in that shoes before. I have companies I consult for that before now. Go there maybe once every week, or once I move almost around every week of the day doing training for some real estate companies. Or sometimes I visit them and I see what they teach them. They don't teach you complete knowledge. Or some of you go there and watch YouTube video. The YouTube video is not to give you complete knowledge. Invest in technology. Invest in technology education. This is part of the reason why we have some of these classes, why the conference is available for you, where people who have the experience can come and teach you what it takes to succeed in the industry. Stop listening to those higher selling realtors in those companies. They're not, they tell you truth. I just posted and somebody just saw it. The question is, the person, what they don't tell you is the relationship that is existing between the person that bought the property. Some of them, let's say I have worked as in NMPC before, or I attended one of the best university where most of my classmates are occupying good position in the society already. Now, because they're already my friends and they follow me on social media, when I post, they are the one that sees my post. Now you, where you attend Otukpo Grammar School, you attended Otukpo Grammar School, all the people that are maybe following you are the people that are still typing palm wine in the village in Otukpo. Those are the people that are following you. Those are the people that are seeing you. And now when you post, you're wondering why they don't buy. Another person will say, I posted what? Yeah, you doing? You are not doing something different. Okay? All post is not post. Some people already have the net. You know, some of you make that statement. Your network is your net worth, right? The thing is that some of the people who are in the real estate industry with you already have built a network before. So all they need to do is to tap on that network and they start making sales. While there are some people, they don't have a network. Some of you don't have any network, okay? If they join all the people that are following you on social media, join your family members together, they might not be able to contribute 20 million naira. So your network does not have money. So you know that when you come into the real estate business, you are building afresh. That is what you do. Why one person that has already had an existing network is making so much sale within a short time, you that has been in the business, then for the lady, sorry to say, some of you might be faced with selling your body. These are things I know. I consult for a lot of realtors. I have access sometimes before now, when my company is to run ad for you, what we used to demand for was your username and password. We need to log in and add ourselves. After a while, I told my company to stop collecting username and password, right? The reason why I stopped that is because when we have access to your username and password, automatically we see your chats. Okay, so we just say, okay, add us as admin to your page alone so that we can only everything we do will just be restricted to your page. So we see a lot of funny chat, both married and unmarried women, the kind of chat that some of you engage in. We see them, we just smile and go. So the point I am trying to make here is that you need an approach. Technology is an enabler, but it depends on what you place on it. If you place something negative, it will magnify it. If you place something positive, it will magnify it. So the question is, what are you placing in your technology platform? That is what I'm asking you. What are you placing in your technology platform? What are you placing in your technology platform is what I'm asking. What are you placing in your technology platform? What are you placing in your technology platform? Okay, so now legal. Legal is almost the same thing as politics. They are correlated because just like when the Lagos State governor said, speaker said they wanted to retrieve land and that statement he made. Now, legally, constitutionally, it is wrong to deprive anybody from buying land in any part of the country based on his ethnicity, right? But the thing is that they look for loopholes in the law to deal with you. Okay, the government can do anything and get away with it. All they just need to do is to look for a loophole in the law. They look for a little phrase in the law. Just like during the past election, when they were interpreting between whether Abuja it should be that you must win Abuja for you to be a president and all of that. They look for loophole. Imagine an entire country where a judiciary of a country were not interpreting between and, the meaning of and. Okay, they look for loopholes. A good lawyer look for loophole. The thing is, as a realtor, two people you must always work with, a surveyor and a legal practitioner. You don't need to put them on a monthly salary. You just need to have people that knows the industry, because every day, every lawyer now is gradually becoming a property lawyer. Not all lawyers understand even the, what do you call, the Land Use Act. Not all lawyers can interpret the Land Use Act. In case you don't know, lawyers have specializations. Okay? There is Land Use Act, which is for the entire federation. Then every state you go to also have their property laws. Every state has property law, but the property law must be in line with the Land Use Act. Anytime it contravenes the Land Use Act takes supremacy because it's federal. So you must understand these things. What is the legal structure of property ownership in my state, in this state that I'm doing business? Some of you as a realtor, you want to be the lawyer, you want to be the judge, you want to be the everything, you want to be the surveyor, you want to, no, delegate. Don't eat alone. Okay? Learn to delegate. It doesn't cost you more. And another reason why most of you don't like to use these people, from experience I've seen, is that they are thinking, before I go, they do, what do you call, property search, shouting on all these my 1 million properties I'm selling. The point I'm trying to make here, you don't need to sell all the properties before you make sales. You don't need to advertise all the properties before you make sales. That's the point I'm trying to let you know. All right? All right, questions? 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 Questions. So now when I'm about proceeding, don't know whether you guys are waiting for someone to ask first before you ask.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, please. Your name?
Yes, my name is Kari, sir.
Oh, Mr. Kevin, what's up?
I'm fine, sir. Sir, today class is a re-dishing of fire. It's the raw part you are giving to us, sir. I really appreciate, sir. In short, there's something I was about to do before you just mention about it. Thank God, okay. So my question is you mentioned about one thing again, when you come to the part of technology, and you mentioned that realtors not having their sites. Also many times we like to use majority of all this listing platform.
Yeah.
To want to sell up. So will you advise realtors to keep using those listing platform, or let them just go ahead having their own, building their own platform? And yes, I know building your own platform is preferred, but however, in the long run, for those ones who may not have just their platform, we still advise them to keep using those listing platform.
Okay, there are two ways to this listing platform thing. Number one, I see it that it is mandatory for a realtor to have a website. Now, there are different types of where even that listing platform is a type of website. Okay. Now, you mustn't have something as robust as Nigerian Property Center, GG, and the likes. You can have a personalized list, like I don't know if some of them are in this place, some of the Enclave members, we built, members of the Enclave, we built a website for them. All the website has a listing feature. But that listing feature means you can, the way you list property on Nigerian Property Center, that is how it is, but we made it in a way that only them can list on it. Nobody from outside can list on it. That's how we made it for them. Each member of the Enclave have that kind of site. Now, why do you need to have a listing platform? Because technology, social media platform keep changing, okay? Like for some days now, I told a certain group of my team to stop all adverts we are currently running. All adverts should be paused until I get back to the certain class group of my team. And the reason why I did that is because there is a new update on social media, especially Facebook and Instagram, which has made some of the old targeting or advertisement method not to work again. So until I give them the new approach that they shouldn't advertise. Now, but if I already have a website and people have been driving traffic to my website, right? I've been driving traffic to my website, and this website has been known among my target customer. So when they need property, they can easily come there. Or when somebody needs, they can easily share that information with them. So that is one. So first, have your own. The idea is there's what we call, I think I've taught that class, which I don't know if you attended that class that day. We have what we call own media. The own media, the idea is there are three types of traffic. Let me start from traffic. Traffic will be easier to explain. There are three types of traffic. There's a traffic you own. There's a traffic you control. There's a traffic you don't own. The traffic you control is the advert you are running. So when somebody click on the ad, you, based on your setting, you can tell the traffic where to go to, which means if somebody should click on this ad, it should take the person to A and B location, which is maybe go to my website, chat me up on WhatsApp, stuff like that. So they will call it traffic you control. Now, there's the traffic you don't control. You can't insist that somebody must comment or somebody must recommend, like on the LinkedIn now, there's option for recommend. Somebody can recommend person on LinkedIn. You can't determine who recommend you and who doesn't recommend you. So you don't own the traffic. Now, when it comes to the traffic you own, these are email addresses. The idea of marketing and advertisement is to convert both the traffic you own, both the traffic you control and the traffic you don't own, convert it into becoming traffic you own. The one you don't control and the one you control, convert it into becoming traffic you own by having access to their email, their phone number, and some other details about this proposed or target audience. That is the idea. So now to answer your question correctly, directly, should you keep advertising? If you have the advertising on those platforms, should not 100% restrict you or stop you from owning your own platform. It's just to increase your reach. There are some people that might go to those platforms and might not know you. So those ones, you can still get some of them there. But the idea is keep building your platform gradually until it gets to become popular as much as those ones become popular. I don't know if you get the point. So you can don't stop if you don't have an alternative. You don't have to stop if it is working for you. That's the idea. Because the idea is to be on different, there's what called touch points in marketing. How many places can I connect with you? The more touch points you have, and the better the experience in each of the touch points will determine how fast I will trust you. I go to Instagram, I'm seeing you, and the experience I have chatting with you on Instagram is the same thing on Facebook. It's the same thing on Twitter. It's the same when I do Google search. I see your website. It's the same. Because how popular and how much you are always seen everywhere, that can build some level of trust. And with that trust, it will lead to transaction. So that you have your website doesn't mean that you shouldn't deal with these people. Okay, that's the point. But you must delegate more budget on your own platform than the platform on the external platform.
Okay.
I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Any other question?
Yes, sir. I have a question, sir.
Your name and where you're asking your question. Your name and your question.
Okay, I'm Paul from Lagos. Thank you very much for the teachings. So loaded. Okay, you mentioned something about Facebook ad. I know where, so if I'm to go into that with you, I'm supposed to pay more for an advanced class. But I just wanted to quickly add, I want to quickly ask. Formerly, when I run ads before, it converts very fast. But for the past 2 weeks, I discover when I run ads, in fact, I just have to stop my ad 3 days ago. This the conversions I've been getting were useless conversions. You know, Yahoo boys, small boys, and all that. Something totally different. And I was wondering what might have gone wrong. So I want to ask, just like you said, you post all your adverts now, waiting until you learn what happened. What do you advise me to do now? Or should I also wait for you? By the time you've discovered the secret, maybe we can come and learn from you. What do you advise me to do now?
Okay, first, like I rightly said, it is not all my ad that are stopped, right? A section of my team. I told them because I have different team members, and then I group my staff members into team. So team one, I can tell team one, your ad is not converting now, stop for now. Team two, and that is depending on the ad accounts they are using. Number one thing when it comes to Facebook ad is that one thing is that there are now two types of ad account. That's the first thing you need to do. And most of the time, a lot of persons are using the targeting method on the modern account, on the modern ad accounts. That is why it is not converting for them. So for example, before now, targeting was based on, what do you call it? Detailed targeting. Let me put it out. The success of your advertisement was based on your detailed targeting. Now, the success of your advertisement has moved from detailed targeting into creative. Okay? Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that if I used to say those that have, and even that one, a lot of persons were even doing it wrong. There's some people who will be targeting people that have interest in property, like as though everybody that wants to buy land or a house used to go online to search for us, but let's leave that aside. Now, instead of doing detailed targeting, in my ad creative, and when we say ad creative, it includes the image, it includes the write-up, it includes the headline. Those are the things that makes up your ad creative. So the image, the video, the write-up, and the headline, these are things that makes up your ad creative. Now, if you want doctors to see your ad, the ad creative must call out the doctors in your ad. So, and for you to achieve that, you are not going to use only one creative. The major reason why I ask them to stop, that my particular team to stop, is that the ad creative they are using, their clients ad creative, and they did not give alternative for other creatives. So the risk period they are stopping is, number one, for them to get new creatives, like new videos. So if I want to, let's say for instance, like some people here know that my focus is always for Nigerians in the diaspora. I love them more. My ad is focused on them more than Nigerians at home. Now, if I'm targeting Nigerians in the diaspora, by default, in my video, I must have to, in my write-up, I must have to call them out. So for example, if I say, are you, as a Nigerian in the diaspora, it is time to start investing back home. Now, the platform has been, according to them, has been educated enough to read that information. Why am I mentioned Nigeria, I mentioned diaspora. So the platform will read that comment or that content and say, okay, this person is calling for Nigerians that are in diaspora. So who are Nigerians? Let's say I was targeting UK. So who are the Nigerians that are in this UK? I don't know if you get the point. So the platform will now start looking for them to deliver the ad to them. Wow. Based on what I have written. Okay, so there's more technicality to it though. Then in my detailed targeting, what are the options I should not choose? That option also is a bit different. So I won't go into special detail. I might just pick only one option. Let's say I could just pick business. So everybody that has business, and among those people that has business, and the write-up in my ad must be in line with those people, business people. So are you a Nigerian in the diaspora? Are you a Nigerian in the UK? Are you a business person in Nigerian in the UK that it's time for you to invest back home? Okay, when I do things like this, I don't know if I can show you my phone screen. I don't know where I have that document. Let me give you an example of something on my phone. So while you are busy running ad with, your flyer, your property flyer, I want to show you an example of what I would use as a property ad. Okay, this is one. Can you guys see what is written on this flyer? This thing on my phone. Can somebody read it out? If you see what is here. Sorry.
Develop the Southeast.
No, start from the beginning.
Okay.
Indigo, think home. Okay, now you now read down. So now this is the, while you are busy using one estate flyer to run ad, this is the type of flyer I'm going to use to run ad. And my write-up will be focused on this flyer. I don't know if you are getting the point. So this is how you make your, so the ad has moved, ad targeting has moved from detailed targeting or ad set into ad creative. So even in your videos, this is how it's meant to be. But this is for actually a premium information for those in the enclave and this thing. So, but I guess I've answered your question, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The next question, please.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, you said something about charting properties. So I want to know the process of doing that.
That's on a long walk, but let me just do a little overview for you. Number one, you need a surveyor. This is not you to be doing the charting yourself. You need a surveyor. You take your surveyor to the estate you want to market, and the surveyor will pick the coordinates. The surveyor take that coordinate he has picked and go to the Ministry of Lands or the Land Bureau and check for that coordinate and to check the status of that land. What the surveyor will be able to find out, there are different information is going to be able to find out. You could just find out whether that land is under government, has government interest or not. That is the first thing. Then number two, you can also actually find out sometimes, not all the case, you can also find out if that land has been registered with the government, that person can also find out who is the owner of that land. Okay. Number two thing he can also find out, or number three thing he can also find out, he can also find out if that land has a specific use the government has proposed for, like, for example, some areas are for agriculture, okay? Some areas are for residential, some areas are for commercial, okay? So it depends on the area you are focusing on. I don't know if you get me. So all these are information the user, the charting can provide for you, okay? And the price for this charting differ from state to state. There is also two types of charting, the back door, what I call the back door and the front door. There are some charting you do, they will not give you any printout or any document. While there are some charting you do, it is document, a charting report is going to be given to you by your surveyor from the Ministry of Land, most of the time signed by the Surveyor General or Assistant Surveyor General, telling you that this is the status of the land. If you are going through that route, you pay a certain amount to the state government account, which they are going to give to you, pay that money into that account, and that money, that's when you get that, and that is more expensive. But if you just want to do the cheap one, your surveyor, they'll just show the information to your surveyor, no printer, they'll just show it to him on the screen. They will now come and verbally tell you, this is what I found out. That's all. That's what charting is about.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that. Okay, how about using the real estate surveyor? Are there consequences for such acts?
Using the real estate company surveyor?
Exactly, yeah.
Now, this is a bit, okay, I always say the truth. Now, let me tell you the truth. There are very sincere and honest developers out there, a lot of them that I've met, okay? There are a lot of good, sincere, honest developers out there that you can trust. But one thing you must know is that there are also very bad and dishonest ones out there. Now, this surveyor you are using works for the company. So he might not want to be able to release information that will jeopardize his company. That is one. So, and I've seen situations, have been involved. Some years back, I was in Imo State for 3 months, if I'm not mistaken, 3 months, doing a consultation session for a particular real estate company that I knew through in Lagos. They took me to Imo State to do a consultation session. And I was in Imo State for a good 3 months. And there's a property they were selling that it has CFO. But guess what I found out? The CFO was only for one plot. and this estate was more than 500 plots.
Mad.
So, and when they are giving you coordinate, they are giving you coordinate of that front. It happens in Lagos. This is not just for Imo State. It happens in Lagos a lot also. Okay? So, and now, if someone was using their surveyor, definitely the person would have gotten information, this property has this, unknowing to them that the property doesn't have what it says it has. So that is why I would not advise you to use the company surveyor. Rather, you should get your own surveyor. That's just my reason why I will advise you that.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. The next question. We're about wrapping up. At this point, Ezekiel has also dropped a message. You won't be able to make it to join us again. I had an important meeting. You know, its convention is also very close. There has a convention that is coming up in Lagos. He's very close, and I know he had an urgent meeting with one of his speakers, so he won't be able to join us for the meeting. But by God's grace, before the conference, we are going to have an opportunity of him featuring in one of the Zoom classes before the main conference itself. So you have me alone today. Thank you. Let's proceed.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I would say today is the bomb. Like, I want to ask about the legal that you said. How do we know the property lawyer? If this lawyer is a property lawyer, are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you. You go ask him now. Whether I'm the property lawyer, I'll be charge and bail. Okay.
Then secondly is about, there is something you just made mention of, which is C of O for one plot of land. Then a company is now making use of it to sell like other properties. Sorry, on other plots of land, if I'm not mistaken. How do we find out if this particular C of O is for one plot as a realtor?
Do your own charts, you'll find out.
Okay.
Do your own chart. And when your surveyor, that's why I like my surveyor, like the surveyor I work with in Asaba, the guy is very, you dare not tell him to just take, some developers have gone to do chart for them, and just take here now, just take here now. No, he would like to work length and breadth of that estate, taking point from different locations in that estate. So that would help him to know which one your so-called CFO cover or your document cover.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Any other question?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
This is Dr. Chuks.
Okay.
So I want to say, yeah, thank you for the value you are giving to us tonight. God bless you, sir. So my question is, we have so many real estate companies here in Asaba, and most of them will tell you that they're having a general C of O. General C of O. Now, when you get this, for example, if the general C of O is even real, like from one of your classes, you said that even from what we've learned, you cannot get C of O twice in a particular land. So once they get this general C of O, and is it possible for someone to get his own C of O for his own particular plot? Maybe if I want to go and run my own C of O for one particular plot, is it possible to get another C of O for that particular plot after they've gotten their general C of O?
Okay, what they ask, I guess the word you are using is supposed to use is global C of O, which cover large expanse of land. I guess that's what you are saying. Now, if C of O, this is it, C of O is not given twice. I still stand by the word I used there in the previous class. C of O cannot be given twice. If a land already has C of O, right? See, that C of O remains as your C of O is given once, and that is all. Okay, I can prove that anywhere, any day. C of O is only given once. Provided there is already C of O on that document, on that plot of land, right? The next thing, you can say, okay, for my own land that I acquired, there's a global C. Let's say I have an estate of 500 plots, and there's a C of O covering the entire estate already. Now, if the people that are buying from me, what am I giving to them? I'm giving them a land that has CFO. But if they now want to change that CFO to, because that CFO is in the name of the company that is selling that land or that got the CFO, that's what the name is, the name on that land is. Now, if the individual that bought that land wants the document to be in their name, right, what they will get or what they can process with the government is called governor's consent. Okay? The regularization of CFO to your own name will be in governor's consent. So what you are getting is governor's consent. What you can apply for is governor's consent. That is how it is. You can't be saying you want to reapply for CFO again. It doesn't happen that way. I don't know if you get the point, but that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I got it. Then one more thing, sir. It's a particular real estate company I went to. I took yes, I wouldn't want to mention the name. I took a client there. The client actually bought property from that real estate company. And what we noticed in the documents my client was given was they added a survey plan at the back of the deed. Right. Okay. Now the coordinates on that survey plan.
Okay.
The coordinate on that survey plan is quite different from what the client surveyor has. So I don't know why two different coordinates in a particular land.
Okay, this is how it is. When it comes to that, the coordinate, let's say my estate already have a registered survey. In that registered survey, there is already coordinates, right? And that my registered survey covers, let's say, 500 plots or 1,000 plots. Now, if I'm going to be doing survey for the clients that are buying from him, that they are plots. That is why allocation is supposed to come before documentation. The reason is because they would have allocated, that, okay, this is your plot, and it is the coordinate of this particular plot, right? That is what will be used to create your own survey for you. It won't be the general one anymore. So within that large estate, one plot has its own coordinates, two plots has its own coordinates. I don't know if you get my point.
Yes, sir.
So that's how it's meant to be.
So I saying now that I say now that, let's say, for example, my client buys, let's say, okay, just one plot. Okay. If five different surveyor goes to that place and pick that coordinate, the five of them should have the same coordinates.
Of course, if it is the same point they picked, as in the same land, let's say have your client gotten allocation? Let's start from there. Has your client gotten allocation?
Yes.
Okay, now if you are taking your client is taking a surveyor there, right? Is meant to pick the coordinate of that plot where he has been allocated.
Okay.
So, and it is that one. He's not going to be taking coordinates in every corner. No, he's going to take only from his own plot that they've been allocated. And that is, like I said before, this is the only reason why they always prepare deed and survey after allocation, because it is at that point you've already known, they've known that this plot belongs to customer A. The survey has to carry his own information, the plot number, the survey details, and all of that. That is what it's meant to be.
Okay. Okay, it's fine. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so while we wait, okay, let me just say this. For those of you who have not paid for the conference, you have, especially those that are still trying to pay for early bird. At least we've been liberal enough. We gave you early bird. We extended the early bird by 2 weeks or thereabouts. And this week, Saturday, this week we just entered today now. By Saturday, the early bird payment is ending. And I'm very certain there will be no extension. And I'm even believing that by then, I was even in the hall today again to refinalize with the hotel and everyone. So by then, the hall must have been booked out. So those of you are waiting, and some people are asking, when is the registration ending? Don't need to wait until when registration is ending. Immediately the hall is fully booked, registration has ended. And I can tell you for free, in no time, the booking will be, the registration will be off the table, okay, to help us prepare better. Okay, so if you still have interest and wanting to join the conference, I will advise you do so. And for those of you coming from another state, I remember, I think that it was posted on the WhatsApp group, that you should shout up the admin so that you can make arrangement, because you're trying to also talk to the hotel, either that same hotel we are using, the Bond hotel we are using, or a hotel nearby that can, if the number of people that we are bringing to come and lodge is plenty, we'll be able to give you, they will be able to give you guys some further discount, stuff like that. So if you're coming from outside of Asaba, which if you're coming from outside Asaba, it would have been better you lodge instead of going and coming back the next day, because it's a full day section. We are closing maybe around 5:30 every day, even 6, the way I'm saying it. So for safety and not getting home and feeling tired and waking up late and coming late the next day, I will advise, if you're coming outside of Asaba, you book for a hotel. At least Asaba still have some affordable hotels. Okay, there are hotels between 30,000 to 50,000, and I believe there are even 25. Yeah, I think I've seen 25 before. So to book for a place within Asaba, I mean, if you have friends who live within Asaba that you can stay with, please do that, okay? And I'm very certain this training or this conference is going to give you, like we also said, the conference or mentorship continue even after the training, after the 2 days, okay? So, and also for those who have paid for the conference that we're doing practical training with in terms of, we're doing practical training with them in terms of Facebook ads, right? On how to get Nigerian leads and Nigerian diaspora leads. We didn't finish our class because of network. I believe protest is over. The network is better now, I want to believe. So for that, we'll be starting our section, continuing our section on Tuesday. You can still join if you want to. I know some persons paid specifically for just the Facebook class. You can still join because the only thing we covered was theory. We're just about starting the practical, and the network was getting more annoying, so we have to stop so that everybody can get value. So if you know you still want to join the class, maybe you have not joined before, you didn't join the previous section, you are free to join. And also, if you have not paid for the conference, you really want to attend the conference, please do. And I will advise, if you really want to grow in this real estate business, I will advise you to join the conference. I know why. I will advise you to join the conference. You will definitely get the value for your money, and your sales will turn around. But we also keep, just for the developers here, we also said those developers that are sending at least 10 persons to the conference, they will have a discount. They will have a discount, and they would also have, aside the discount, they would also have a one-day personalized section with us after the conference, which means we'll stay back in Asaba, go to your offices and have a personalized strategy section, because advertisement is not a strategy. Let me say it now. Advertisement is not a strategy. Most of you don't have a strategy. That is why you are struggling to succeed in this industry. Every business has its own strategy. Okay, everybody has its uniqueness, what would work for you. So if you know you want to also analyze your business, come up with a unique strategy for you that will set you apart. Instead of doing everything you do, some of you are busy competing with people who are doing network marketing business, all in the name of real estate. So instead of that, focus on your coming up with a strategy that will make you unique from others, okay? If you know you want to be part of that, the thing is that you are sending 10 persons for the conference. Instead of paying the 55,000 early bird, you are paying 50,000 per participant. Then you are also getting a one-day personalized, full-day personalized strategy section with us. after the conference. So that is all I can say for now. Thank you and God bless you. I think our time is fast spent. We push, like I told you guys, I wasn't really prepared to teach today, so we push the other. I know there's still more to be covered, but I guess some people too are tired. So let's push the remaining to another day. Thank you and God bless you. If you have questions, you can ask your questions. Okay, somebody is asking, how can one join the Facebook ad class? To join the Facebook ad class, the class alone is 25,000. Okay, just that Facebook ad class is 25,000. I don't know which group you are in. You just chat, if you're in the WhatsApp group, any of our WhatsApp group, just indicate on the WhatsApp group. This the same account number where the conference payment is being made to. That's the same place you make the payment. Then they will add you to the paid members group whenever you are. When we want to start a class on Tuesday, Zoom link will be sent. It's a Zoom class. It's not a physical class. It's a Zoom class, and the Zoom link will be sent to you to join the class. Any other person? Any other question?
I'll get a record.
For which one?
For tonight's class.
For tonight's class, like some of you already know, in our section, it's always under probability. If you enter our head, we go send that. If you enter our no, we send that. That's one thing we do when it comes to free class. Do you have website design for Realtor? I didn't get that. When you say, do you have website design for Realtor? Do you, as a class, to teach Realtors how to design website, or do we design website for Realtor? Which of them? This Monica now, yeah, Monica. Do you have, which is the question? If we design website for Realtor, or if we have special website, or if we train Realtors on how to design websites? So let me know your question.
Okay, so the question I asked, I did not get the answer you gave me.
Okay, I didn't get that. Sorry, you are standing very far from your device.
I said no. I was asking whether you get a record.
I answered that already, and I say maybe and maybe not. I don't want to promise you that. Most times, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Though it's recorded, most of the time we always post it only on the paid group. Why sometimes we post it for everybody? So, okay, do we design website for Realtor at a discount and promo rate? We do that sometimes, but currently there's no website promo for Realtors ongoing. Okay, but our price based on the quality of website we build for you, I can still call it as a promo website because the quality should be more expensive than what you get. But at the rate we are giving it out, so I will still call it a promo though. So that I just said. Any other question?
Please, can you state the amount so that we can have an idea of what you're talking about?
When it comes, is it the website?
Exactly, sir.
Okay, the website, the minimum for the website, let's say share detail. Share which detail? The minimum for the website is 150. That's the minimum website we build.
Okay, sir. And then what's the duration? Is it like a year or two, or?
It's a 1-year hosting plan.
Okay, cool.
Please share details, website. Monica, can you speak out? Let's hear what you are. I'm not really getting your question. Share details for payment for website, or what exactly? Is it details to pay for website, or please give me more explain yourself. I know they hear you, Monica. You are sounding far from your phone. You are still sounding far. Better.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Better, please.
Okay, it's the website I was asking about. If you have a promo ongoing for Realtors for website designing, then you answered it. You said something like 150.
Okay.
Yeah, you've answered it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Any other question?
Okay, sir. Okay, quick one. I just wanted to chip in for this website part. Is there any template or any format we can actually view, seeing the one that has been done? Want to take a look at it?
Yes, of course. There are plenty of them. So that can take place right now. So just ask if you're in any of the WhatsApp group. Ask the question on the WhatsApp group. Then it will be sent across to the group where you are in.
All right, sir.
Bethel Christian says, sorry, I came in late. Are you teaching Realtors how to design websites? No, sorry, I'm not teaching Realtors how to design websites. That's not the point, where they are just talking about wanting to build websites. That is not one of the skills for a Realtor that a Realtor need. You don't really need to be designing, learn how to design websites. Okay, at this point, I want to believe, okay, let me stop this recording.
Okay, sorry.